Hey, we're back. This is Math, Chapter 3, Lesson 1, Add and Subtract Decimals. Let's start with a quick check from Chapter 2. Write a percent, proportion, and solve each problem. Remember to use the proportion frame. Plug them in, solve for the final answer. Do these 6 problems in your math notebook. If you have any questions, bring them to the group later. Press pause while you work out your math. Check your answers here. Press play when you're ready to go on. Essential question: how can estimating be helpful? What will we learn today? To add decimals, to subtract decimals. Number 1, find the sum of 23 1/10 and 5 8/10. We're going to estimate 23 1/10 plus 5 8/10 is approximately 23 plus 6, or 29. 23 1/10 plus 5 8/10. Notice how they lined up the decimal points. If you line up your decimal points while you're adding and subtracting decimals, you will automatically put the digits in the proper place value. Check for reasonableness. So we estimated that the answer should be about 29. We do the exact math and we find that it's 28 9/10. Is that reasonable? Yes. Check. The sum of 23 1/10 and 5 8/10 is 28 9/10. Here's another example. Find the sum of 114 9/10 plus 78 5/10. To find the sum means to add. Pause the video, show your work in your math notebook, press play when you're ready to go on. Number 2, find the sum of 29 6/10 and 14 7/10. Estimate. 29 6/10 plus 14 7/10 is approximately, what do you think they'll do with that 29? What does that 6 say? They rounded up on the 29. What about the 14 7/10? That 7 is greater than 5, and they rounded up also to 15. 30 plus 15 is mental math. We know that's 45. So our answer should be close to 45. Now we line up our decimals, lining up the digits in the proper place value. We add. Check for reasonableness. We got 44 3/10. 45. Is that reasonable? Yes. The sum of 29 6/10 and 14 7/10 is 44 3/10. We used estimation to know if our answer is even close. Find the sum of 68 7/10 and 25 4/10. Make sure you're keeping your math notebook clean and tidy, that you can find the problems when you go to look for them, that you're putting the title of the chapter and the lesson. Line up your decimal points, find the sum. When you're ready to go on, press play. Number 3. Find the difference of 5 774 thousandths and 2 371 thousandths. Find the difference. That means to subtract. We're going to estimate 5 774 thousandths, subtract 2 371 thousandths. With this 7, they round the 5 up to 6. With this 3, they're going to leave that 2 alone. So 6 minus 2, or 4. So our estimate is the answer should be somewhere around 4. We're going to line up our decimal points and subtract. Check for reasonableness. We have 3 403 thousandths, and our answer should be close to 4. Is that reasonable? Yes. So 5 774 thousandths, subtract 2 371 thousandths, equals 3 and 403 thousandths. Here's another example. Find the difference of 14 and 983 thousandths and 1 and 562 thousandths. Find the difference. You're going to subtract, line up your decimal points, show all your work in your math notebook, pause the video, press play when you're ready to continue. Number 4, find 6 minus 4 and 78 hundredths. This one's a little different. The 6 is a whole number without any decimals. Estimate. 6, they left the 6 as 6. Subtract 4 and 78 hundredths is approximately 6 minus 5. This 7 tells us to round up. 6 minus 5 or 1. When I subtract, my answer should be close to 1. 6, look, they annexed some zeros. Where's the decimal point on a whole number? At the end, just like a period in a sentence. 6.00. They annexed 2 zeros. They added placeholders because the number they're subtracting goes to the hundredths place. So 0, take away 8, you're going to need to borrow. Check for reasonableness. Is 1 and 22 hundredths approximately 1? Yes, it is. So 6 minus 4 and 78 hundredths equals 1 and 22 hundredths. Here's another example. Find 26 minus 22 and 45 hundredths. Look at this, we've got a whole number 26. Where's the decimal point on a whole number? Remember, it's at the end, like a period in a sentence. So you're going to put a decimal point here, annex 2 zeros so you can line up these digits, and then subtract. Show all your work in your math notebook, press play when you're ready to continue. Number 5, find 23 minus 4 and 216 thousandths. Annex the zeros so that both numbers have the same number of decimal places. The 23 doesn't have any decimal places yet, but we're going to subtract a number with 3 decimal places. So after the 23, we're going to annex. That just means to put a placeholder. We're going to put placeholders here so that when we subtract a number with 3 decimal places, we can subtract. Don't forget to borrow carefully. Show the borrowing in your math notebook. So 23 minus 4 and 216 thousandths is 18 and 784 thousandths. Here's another example. Find 34, subtract 5 and 374 thousandths. You need to annex some zeros. You're going to annex 3 zeros. Remember, the decimal point here on a whole number is at the end, like a period in a sentence. Pause, show your work, press play when you're ready to continue. Number 6, Reagan is creating a video. The first video clip was 22 and 36 hundredths minutes long. The second video clip was 17 and 3 hundredths minutes long. What is the total length of the video? Estimate. 22 and 36 hundredths plus 17 and 3 hundredths is approximately 22 plus 17. This 3 here tells us to leave the 2 alone, so they left that as 22. The 0 here tells us to leave the 17 alone, so we left it at 17. 22 plus 17, or 39. So we're looking for an answer close to 39. Now we're going to do the work. We line up our decimal points. We add the numbers, carrying carefully when needed. Check for reasonableness. 39 and 39 hundredths is approximately 39. Check. So the video is 39 and 39 hundredths minutes long. Here's another example. 2 scooters are on sale at an online sporting goods store. One costs $89.98 and another costs $99.99. What is the difference in the prices of these 2 scooters? The difference you're going to subtract. Pause the video while you show all your work in the math notebook. Press play when you're ready to continue. How did what you learned today help you answer the essential question? How can estimating be helpful? A sample answer is that you might use estimating before finding your real answer to check for reasonableness. Your ticket out the door. Write and solve a problem that involves adding or subtracting decimals. This should be fun. That's all for now.